It was late in the day of the first Easter Sunday. Jerusalem had just experienced one of the most shocking events in history. The man many believed to be the Messiah had been crucified. Two followers of Jesus were leaving the city, walking along a dusty road toward a village called Emmaus. Their conversation may have sounded something like this: "I thought he was the one who would redeem Israel." "I did too," said the second man. "But they crucified him." They did. Yet, some of the women are now saying the tomb is empty. I don't know what to believe anymore. Suddenly, a stranger joined them on the road. The Bible tells us that it was Jesus himself, but they did not recognize him. This story is found in Luke chapter 24. Jesus casually walked up beside them and asked, "What are you discussing?" They stopped walking and looked at him and said something that almost sounded humorous. "Are you the only visitor in town who doesn't know what has happened these last few days?" The irony was that they were explaining the story of Jesus to Jesus himself. They told him everything: how Jesus of Nazareth was a prophet, powerful in word and deed before God and all the people, how the leaders had handed him over to be crucified, how they had hoped that he was the one who would redeem Israel. Then they added something puzzling. "Some women amazed us this morning. They went to the tomb and said some angels told them he was alive." You can almost imagine Jesus smiling quietly as they talked. They were describing the greatest miracle in history to the person who had just performed it. Then Jesus began to explain the scriptures to them, starting with Moses and the prophets. He showed them how the Messiah had to suffer and then enter his glory, explaining to them the entire story of the Bible. Every prophecy, every promise, every symbol pointing to him. By the time they reached Emmaus, the Bible said their hearts were burning with excitement. They didn't want the conversation to end, so they urged the stranger to stay with them a while, since it was getting late. Then they sat down to eat. The stranger took bread, blessed it, and broke it, and suddenly their eyes were opened. They realized the stranger was Jesus, and just like that, he vanished out of their sight. Imagine them staring at each other across the table. One of them probably said, "What just happened here?" Then they said to each other, "Didn't our hearts burn within us while he talked with us on the road and explained to us the scriptures?" Suddenly, everything made sense. The empty tomb, the strange reports, the burning feeling they had while listening, and the conclusion that Jesus was alive. Now, Emmaus was about 7 miles from Jerusalem. They had just finished walking all that distance, and it was already evening. Most people would say, "Well, that was amazing. Let's go to bed." But not these two. They jumped up immediately and ran all the way back to Jerusalem, 7 miles in the dark, because now sleep was very unimportant. Beloved, the road to Emmaus is more than a story about two disciples. It's a picture of our lives. Sometimes we walk through seasons of disappointment. Prayers seem unanswered, and God feels distant. Like those two disciples, we may even talk about God while failing to recognize that he's already walking beside us. This story shows something very powerful. Jesus often meets us in the middle of our confusion. He walks with us, he listens to us, and he patiently opens our understanding. Sometimes we recognize him only after he had been with us all along. Those two disciples started their journey discouraged, but they ended up renewed and encouraged. The same can happen to us even when we don't recognize Him, even when life feels confusing. But here's the good news. Christ still walks beside us, and at the right time He opens our eyes. Amen. Thank you for watching till the end. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please share and subscribe so you can continue to receive these weekly Bible stories. God bless you is my prayer.